Cards Against Kronos is a game where players attempt to be the first to empty their hand of cards, whilst also preventing their opponents from doing the same. Here's how to play. The deck of Cards Against Kronos is constructed from two types of cards: timeline cards and power cards. Timeline cards range from 1 to 10 and represent the progressive development of the ancient Greek world at the height of its power. Power cards, however, are special ability cards that represent the powers of the ancient Greek gods Zeus, Athena, Hades, Hermes, and Aphrodite. Play begins by dealing out the entire deck amongst the players. The player to the left of the dealer gets to start the round, and cards are stacked in the center of the field as each player takes turns to play a card. There are several rules which govern which cards are allowed to be played, and they are as follows. In order for a player to play a timeline card, they must ensure that it is either a card of higher value from the same faction as the card currently on the field, or a card of the same value from a different faction. Cards of higher value that belong to a different faction cannot be played on top of each other. Likewise, cards from the same faction but of lower value are also not permitted. If the field is clear, however, such as at the beginning of a round, players are permitted to play whichever card they like. Players are also permitted to play multiple cards in the same turn, provided that the value of those cards is the same as the card on the field. They may also play multiple cards of a higher value, as long as the first card placed shares a faction with the card currently on the field. In the event that the current timeline card has a value of 10, an extra option becomes available to players. In this circumstance, a 1 may be placed on top of the 10 to reset the timeline card back to the start. However, the player must still ensure that the 1 shares a faction with the current timeline card on the field. A power card may be played during a player's turn instead of a timeline card. However, they are placed on a pile adjacent to the timeline pile, and they are not mixed together on the field. Power cards have special abilities which modify the state of play, and can be a powerful way to give yourself an advantage or disadvantage your adversaries. The Zeus card represents the power of destruction. When a Zeus card is played, the current timeline card is negated, and the following player is free to play any card they like, regardless of the current value and faction of the card on the field. The Athena card allows a player to pass one card from their own hand to the hand of an opponent, reducing their own card count whilst increasing the count of an adversary. The Hades card reverses the order of play. In addition, the next player in line must play either a power card or a timeline card with a lower value than the current timeline card in the field. This effect only applies to the next player, however, and once they've made their turn, players must again continue playing cards that are equal or higher in value as per normal. The Hermes card can provide significant reward, but also comes with significant risk. The player selects 3 opponents and also secretly selects a timeline card from his or her hand. The opponents must also select a timeline card from their hands, and all cards are revealed. The player may pass one card from his or her hand to every opponent who selected a different value timeline card to the players. If the opponent gets lucky, however, and selects the same value card as the player, then the opponent gets to pass 2 of their own cards to the player. This can give you a significant advantage, but the price of failure can also be very high, so be careful. The Aphrodite card blocks the pack, and the next player must play a power card on top in order to remove it. If the player does not have a power card to do this, then they are unable to make a move. In the event that a player is unable to make a move, either because they do not possess a permissible timeline card, or they are unable to remove an Aphrodite card, then they must pick up all the timeline cards from the center of the field. The player may also choose to shuffle the power deck, and then choose to add either 0, 1, or 2 power cards to their hand. Any player who picks up the central deck is also permitted to play the first card of the new timeline. This could include playing a single timeline card, multiple cards of the same value from different factions, or a power card. Finally, players may finish a round with a timeline card or a power card. There are no restrictions. At the beginning of the game, players agree on a target score, and players score 1 point for each round they win. When a player scores enough points to reach the target score, they are victorious and the game is over. Thanks for watching, and we hope that you enjoy playing Cards Against Kronos.